body, cause I don't wanna hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy.
Hello YouTube, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Marlai'ah. If you're not, welcome back. I'm so excited to get into this video today because it's the first of the series called Talk to Me, where I'm just on here talking about different subjects that I feel like are relevant to me and would be relevant to the people who are subscribed to me. Today's video is going to be about how to start a hair business, well, a braiding business specifically. I began to braid hair when I was 12 on clients. I started braiding hair on myself when I was like around 9. So from the time from when I was 12 to now at 19, I've been braiding hair this whole time. I've never had to be employed at a 9 to 5 because I got it down packed early. And now here I am helping you guys get it down too. So the first section of this video is going to be how to become a braider and how to even establish your business. And I feel like the very beginning point is going to be getting a backbone. In this business, people are going to try to walk all over you. They're going to try to push back on your policies, just push your buttons, period. And it's really important that you're not a yes person. So this will look like things like, say it's in your policy, say it's in your policy that after 15 minutes, their appointment has to be rescheduled, because that's what it is in my policy. After 15 minutes, their appointment has to be rescheduled if they're not there on time, but they still text you like, hey, I'm outside 30 minutes later. Yes, you can take them if you're in the predicament to, but say it runs into your next client's appointment and you're not able to take them because you don't want to inconvenience your next client. You can't just say yes and let them come in still just because they're there. You're going to have to be strong enough to say, hey, no, I can't do this to my next client. I'm willing to work something out with you though, and we can do your hair at the next convenience time. I'm not sure if y'all seen that episode of SpongeBob where he had to order an abrasive side because he was just too nice. And then once he got the abrasive side, he started being like really mean. Y'all ain't got to take it that far, but y'all have to have an abrasive side in this business for sure. It's also very important to not be a yes person. There's going to be styles that you're not comfortable with doing or that you don't feel like it's your best work when you do those styles in the things like that. Do not say yes just because you want that money. Do not say yes just because you want to please that client. Say, hey, I don't feel necessarily comfortable with that. Is this something that you might be interested in? Recommend something else. Just do not be a yes person. If you know that your working days are Monday through Thursday, if somebody's trying to book you on the Sunday, that's your day to praise the Lord. Do not take that appointment on the Sunday just because you want to make them happy. You have to set your boundaries. That is very important. And that's the very first step, getting that down, because if you don't, you will suffer. Your business will suffer because you don't have those boundaries in place to protect yourself. That brings me to my next point, which is establishing your policy. So I'll link mine down below in the description just so you guys can have an example. But that is very important. It is what provides the structure of your business. And everything in there needs to be included, from what hair colors you provide, if you do or don't provide hair, what your late policy is, if they need to come with their hair shampooed already, if they need to have their hair blown out already. Anything. I'm still going to link mine in the description, but everything, all your rules and regulations need to be in that policy, just so when someone comes to you, they're not able to say, oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. Once you have those things in place, next what you want to do is create your brand. What's your name? I'm Slade by Leia. What's your colors? What's your brand fonts that you used on all of your marketing? You need to create that brand in place. It's really important because that's how people are going to identify you. Make a logo for sure, because you need to put all your logos on all your marketing posts. Make a logo. When somebody's scrolling on Facebook and they see those braids, are they going to know that that logo is specifically related to you? Are they going to know that these brand colors are specifically related to you? Imagine if Nike changed their logo and they made it a square, just a square. Would you know what brand that was? No. But if you see that Nike logo, you're going to want to buy them shoes, ain't you? It's really, really, really important that you create your branding and make sure that it's something that you want to stick with you for the longevity of your business. Me personally, I I'm fine with Slayed by Leia because that's what everybody knows me as. But if I was able to rebrand right now, I would definitely make my name something else because I know that everybody is slayed by something. Slayed by something. Keep in mind, this is a name that I made up in middle school. So everybody's slayed by something, and I don't want to be closely related to other people like that no more. Basically, I would choose something else, but because everybody knows me as that, I don't even want to switch it up. I don't want to change my brand colors. I don't want to change my name, none of that, because that's what people know me by. Next, you're going to want to create your business model. This is something that I can go more in depth to in another video, just because I can go on and on and on about the details of a business model. But this is going to be things like your marketing strategy, who's your targeted audience, and things of that sort. That really matters because it determines how you conduct your business. So when it comes to a hair business, this also can include what different styles you do. Some people, or I used to do singlies. I don't really like doing singlies anymore just because they hurt my hands more than any other braids do. So what braids do you do? Is your business model that you post on Instagram every other day, and the days that you don't post, you're posting on Facebook? You need to create all of those details in a detailed plan so you're able to stick to that structure. Another thing that I think you should plan out is how you accept your appointments. I know some braiders have had problems with people who are like funking with them basically, and going in and booking a whole bunch of different appointments under fake names and book up their day. So me personally, when somebody books me, they have to text my phone number or they send me an email, then I text their phone number, and they have to go over all the details of their hair appointment with me, and they have to send that deposit before they can actually have an appointment. That way it avoids somebody being able to play in my books. And then also, when it comes to hair, there's like a lot of details that really go into it. Like, yeah, you want medium box braids, but what length do you want them? What curls do you want? What curl pattern do you want in your braids? I've had some people tell me that they're allergic to the braiding hair that I use, so they needed me to use something else. I just feel like it's so much easier to communicate details of a hairstyle with them texting and me speaking to them directly, opposed to if they were booking me through a booking site. And then also, I like to, if it's a new person, I like to get the tone, the vibe of that person before I have them come to me. Because if you text me like, "Hey, what do you mean, A? Why are you being hostile? Why can't you, hello, I want to get my hair done." I'm like, "Hey girl, what style you want?" Don't text me and say, "A." If I just feel like your vibe is off, I'm real big on protecting my peace. If I just feel like your vibe is off, I'm not going to want to do your hair. I'm not. So I just feel like those are things that I wouldn't be able to get to do if I had a booking site. So create that structure on how you want to accept appointments. And then I did just kind of touch on this, but my next point was, what are your barriers to entry? How easy is it to book you? Because you don't want just anybody to be able to come to you. When I first started off, I was having little kids come to me, basically 12, 13, 14 years old, and it would be stupid stuff like I would do their hair and they would say they didn't have the money yet. Call your mama. Just stuff like that. Like, so one of my barriers to entry is the text messages. You ain't gonna be able to play with me because I'm gonna be able to get a certain vibe through us texting. Next is that deposit, especially when it comes to styles that cost more. Like, my deposit for regular braids and stuff is just $20. But when it comes to soft locks, hair for locks can be $50, $60 alone. You have to pay me that $50 to $60 for your hair up front before I even book your appointment, because I don't want nobody playing with me. So you have to have barriers to entry into your business. Don't just let anybody book you. Don't let nobody play with your time, your money, your any of the above. Make sure you have those barriers to entry. Okay, so now you have everything established, but how do you grow as a braider? How do you get people to start booking you? What do you do? So the biggest thing I would suggest in the very beginning is throw a lot of deals. Back to school time, throw a deal. Labor Day, throw a deal. They finna be out of school again. Thanksgiving, throw a deal. Christmas break, throw a deal. All that. Throw a deal for every occasion you can. It's my birthday, so I feel like throwing a deal. Throw a deal for everything that you can just to get these people to book you. When you do any appointments, make sure you take a picture of every single client that you do. I don't even care if you don't like the braids. Take a picture of every single client that you do, because one, they give you something to reference back to when you are growing, and you get to say like, dang, this is how far I came. But two, you need to be posted. In the very beginning, people are going to know that you're a beginning braider. So no, everybody or you are not is not going to like every style that you do, but you need to be promoting your work. And that brings me to my next point, which is staying consistent. When I first started braiding, I would post literally on every single social media platform every single day. Even if I didn't have a picture of hair to post, I'm posting some type of content. Do y'all like this color braids or this color braids more? Do y'all like this length or this length more? Make sure that you are keeping people engaged. You're annoying them because they see you on their timeline every single day. That's the point you should get to. Make sure you're in their heads every single day. So that way, as you do start getting better, they're still going to recognize who you are. They're going to know who you are. They're going to be able to recognize your brand, and they're going to start booking you. Okay, so now you're consistently marketing, you've been throwing deals, so people have been coming to you, they coming back, you really gaining that consistent clientele. So now what? If you're comfortable and you feel like it's time for you to do so, then you start slightly increasing your prices little by little. I feel like in the very beginning, I don't remember exactly what I would do, but I kind of feel like I would only increase my prices by like $10. Then by the time I was like maybe 2-3 years in, I started increasing my prices by like $20. If that. Not all prices even got to increase. I think my feed-in prices have been $10 per braid from the very beginning, just because I feel like that's what makes sense. I don't feel comfortable doing like $20 per braid for feed-ins. Like, they not that hard. $10 per braid is reasonable. So basically what I'm saying is slightly increase your prices just so you can remain with your worth, but only do it if it's reasonable. I personally haven't increased my prices in maybe like a year and a half, 2 years, just because I'm comfortable with where they're at, and I don't feel the need to be greedy. Like, I feel like I really am charging what I'm worth, and I'm fine with that. I don't need to increase anymore, and I have a really good consistent clientele base, so I'm still making the amount of money that I feel like I should be making from braiding. So I haven't increased anymore, but just do what you're comfortable with. Your prices, somebody's always going to think they're too low. Somebody's always going to think they're too high. Do what's comfortable for you, but definitely don't let nobody talk you out of charging what you feel like you're worth. So once you're marketing, you got that business model down, you've been throwing deals, you raised your prices to charge what you're worth, you got that consistent clientele base, you braiding, you got a braiding business. And because you have that braiding business, now it's time for you to legitimize that braiding business. And this is definitely something that now that I'm kind of getting more into the adult life, that I feel like I wish I would have done before. But getting that LLC, your business number, your all that, filing your taxes, because once you do be getting to that adult life, you don't want to run into the problem like, okay, it's time for me to buy a car and they asking me for pay stubs and all that. But I'm a self-run business. I'm not keeping no pay stubs for myself. I don't have tax returns because I'm not doing that. You don't want to get to that point. You want to legitimize your business so you won't run into those type of adult problems. And I'm not sure what the specifics of that is state to state, if it varies, if it doesn't. But you should be able to look into your state website under the business section, and it should be able to tell you, or you should be able to find somebody to contact and ask how to legitimize a business. Also, I'm not sure if this is true for every state or not, but I know here in Missouri we have a braider certificate. So the same way somebody could get a cosmetology license, we're able to do an online course to get a braider certificate through the state of Missouri. And that just basically certifies us to be a braider, makes it legal for us to charge money for our services. You know how in some shops you have to have well, in all shops really, you have to have a cosmetology license to work in that shop. Well, it's the equivalent to that for braiders. The braider certificate allows you to go into the shop to work and be legit that way too. So this is really all I have right now as far as how to get started. I'm pretty sure once I edit and upload this video and do all that stuff, I'm gonna think of some more stuff like, dang, I should have said that, I should have said this. So if that happens to me, I will make a part 2. And then if you guys have any more questions for me, then I'll definitely make a part 2 and answer all of your questions, and just list any of the details that I have about what I feel like are the essentials to starting the braid business. But as of right now, in the moment, I think I gave you guys a lot of good information that'll really get you started. If you're from Kansas City, what I need you to do is like, comment, share, and subscribe. And then if you come to me and book an appointment, I'll give you 15% off any style on my entire website. You'll just have to show me that you actually did those things, and then we'll get you in the schedule for your discount. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know if you are a braider and any of the tips that I've said for you has worked for you previously, or let me know if you're starting out this braiding business and you like anything that I said, or you've tried any of these things and they're actually working for you. Just let me know, give me feedback. In the meantime, comment any questions that you may have, and thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys here next time.